I think that is everything. Right. So let's have a look what's going on here. Why has that all gone funny for a second? Oh, there we are. Right. So today I'm going to be talking with you about how you can change your mood. And one of the things that I'd like to say is I am a certified high performance coach. I became a certified coach, about 5 years ago. And that was after I decided to leave the government, or I was working in local government, and I just realized that there was more to my life than doing that particular job. And there were a few things that were happening in the arena, which kind of facilitated it for me to make the decision to say, okay, enough now, I'm going to make a move. And so as I've been coaching and as I've been developing my practice as a coach and really like looking at the nuances and how people can actually live into their best selves, I've learned a number of different things. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you what I found are the 3 key things that you can do to change your mood. So if you're feeling fed up or down in the dumps, or if you just wake up and you just think, oh, here's another day, here's going to be another challenge for me to face, whatever it is, if someone says some nasty things to you, if something you're just experiencing in your life is becoming a really, really big negative focus for you, then I think these 3 things are going to be a huge help for you to really decide to make that difference and to actually move from a place where there's negativity to a place where you are experiencing joy and feeling a little bit better about the situation. Your mood and your mindset really governs how you enjoy the day. And it could be that you find it a real challenge, but it also could equally be that even though the situation around you is quite tough, you could then be in a place where, because you've shifted your mindset, actually your experience of the day is so much better. And you get to the end of the day and you think, yeah, I did a good job. And that's what I would wish for everybody. That's what I would wish for you. And if you're going through some challenging situations, or you're experiencing anxiety, then I think these things are going to help you. So what's the first thing that you can do to change your mood? And actually, even before the first thing, I would say perhaps even it's an acknowledgement that there is something there you want to change. So if you're in that place, or if you can recall a time where you've been there, if you know somebody who needs to see this video, share it with them. But think about the fact that that you can change your mood or your emotions or your mindset. And I would say that the first thing that you can do is you can start thinking about what are the words that you are using for yourself. The language that you use is very, very powerful. So if you are finding that you are using a lot of negative words, or if you are reminding yourself of how difficult and challenging this situation is, then just stop for a minute and think, well, actually, what empowering language can I use instead? How can I approach this particular situation from a different way? And it is that simple. It's the difference between wishing that you'd like to, start running, and then actually putting your shoes on and going out for a run. People will often kind of make themselves suffer because they won't kind of get into that place where they're ready to make that mental shift. And that's all. Well, I can't say it's all, but the majority of it is to do with the language that you're using yourself. So just as kids remind themselves, and it's a shame because I know they don't mean to do this, but we've all seen kids, sometimes we've even seen adults do this, where they'll say, I'm so stupid. Right? Then what are they doing? They're actually reinforcing a message to themselves that is not serving them, because they're saying, I'm so stupid. And it just continues and continues. Well, how about changing that and just saying, well, I need to be better, or this is an area for me to develop, or just thinking, well, what can I do to actually learn and kind of really focus in on that so that I can improve my skill set. So the first thing that I would say to you is look at the language that you are using with yourself. And maybe if you've become accustomed to being in a negative mood or just kind of feeling a little bit down in the dumps, and not just on a every now and then ad hoc basis, but it's something that you're starting to do regularly, then just step back and observe the language that you're using, because through that you'll start to realize how you can replace some of those words with more positive words. And one of the most amazing tools that you can use, especially if you're striving to be a high performer and really live your life at an optimum level, is to start thinking about using positive words for yourself. I think that we should also have, like, these words written around us. So have positive things on a post-it note. Make your phone, what do they call it, the screen on your phone, make that full of some really good messages. But why not write them yourself, right? Instead of you kind of taking them from somebody else, why not you write that statement for you, so it's much more deep and meaningful? Yeah? So really think about the words that you're using for yourself. The second thing that I'm going to suggest to you to do to change your mood is, it's something that we all know, but we don't do it enough. And I would say it's smiling, right? The minute that you put that smile on your face, your body actually does the bulk of the work for you. Because what's then happening is that you are kind of reminding it that you are actually happy, that there is joy there. And I tell you, I'm frustrated with myself that I didn't save this video. As I was going through, streaming through Facebook for a few spare minutes the other day, I saw something that captured exactly what the work of a coach is. And it was this guy, and if anyone sees this and they can post the link below, I would be so happy. It would just make my day. It was this guy who was just kind of like, walking along like this on I think it was a basketball game or something, and one of the other players came along and basically went like this. And so what he was doing was he was showing him that the physical movement from being to being is very, very empowering. And that's how other people will see you. So when you smile, even if you may not mean it, eventually you will start to feel it. And then other people's response to you will be slightly different too. And I think here's the thing that's interesting about the whole concept of changing your mood and other people's response, because we are human, right? And we do look at how other people are reacting to us. So if we experience something positive from somebody else, then we will also give back that positivity. And sometimes it can be as simple as that smile then turns into a hug from somebody. And that physical connection of positive kind of expression of love and care is incredibly powerful. So absolutely smile. So the first thing was think about the words that you're using for yourself. And the second thing was really think about doing a really, really good, deep smile. Now, the third thing that you can do to change your mood, and look, whatever you can do, do it. I'm going to say, spend a minute doing star jumps or jogging on the spot or whatever it is that takes your fancy. But physical activity is very, very empowering. I can tell you one thing for sure, and this is through my work as a high performance coach, but also as a runner and in so many different scenarios and looking at research papers as well, that when somebody does physical activity, things shift for them. So you will find that as you do a physical activity, even if it's for 1 minute, your body just activates, and therefore your mind activates as well. And there's just this kind of like incredible rush that takes place from one thing to another to another. And chances are, even if it's just 60 seconds, at the end of that 60 seconds, you might find that you've forgotten the thing that you were fed up about. You've forgotten the thing that caused the bad mood. And if it's something that's always there and that's a constant, then you've given yourself a real kind of like boost of positive hormones, of those chemicals that your brain loves, of the endorphins and all of that other good, healthy stuff that you just really, really thrive with. But you've got to do these things. So 3 things that you can do to help you to change your moods. The first one was think of the words. The second one was smile. And the third one was a little bit of exercise. Okay, I hope you found that really, really useful. I'm going to be sharing with you more tips on things that you can do to improve your life, to move from that place where I think so many of us are caught up at the moment, which is that kind of huge swath of mediocrity, and move from that place of averageness to that place of absolute excellence. For me, as a Muslim, one of the things that I'm always going to strive for is I'm going to strive for excellence. I'm always going to strive to be better. And look, yesterday is gone. Today for us in the UK has almost passed. But tomorrow is about being better than today. And I hope that I can help you with that. So if you've found that the tips that I've shared are useful, then, and you've got a friend that needs to hear this kind of stuff, tag them in these videos or share this message with them. I'll see you tomorrow.